Hey everyone out there on YouTube verse. We are also on TikTok here, and we're talking about our next winter weather maker. So I saw that this was going to be massive, impacting areas that aren't just in my viewing area, but also across the entire central and eastern United States. And even if you aren't in those areas, it's pretty nifty to talk about because this is actually a system that's going to be over multiple days and even multiple weeks, depending on when you divide it up. And that's going to cause snow, some storms, some ice. It'll be interesting to see for sure. So let's hop right into it and I guess we can just talk about it. I'll just dive right in here. This is one of my favorite websites. If you guys want to find a really awesome website to talk about weather, go to earth.nullschool.net. Totally not sponsored. I just think they're incredible because it shows us exactly what's happening right now on Earth. It shows the low pressure systems. This is at the surface. These are the winds. And we're seeing our area of low pressure where my mouse is right there that is just spinning off of the west coast. As soon as that moves inland, that's when we're going to start to see the chance for some very interesting winter weather here in the central US and yes, even the southeastern US along the east coast too. Now that shows you what's happening now. Let's also switch over to the National Weather Service because they're a fantastic resource for meteorologists and for anyone who ever wants to find out what is happening with the weather. I keep looking over here because TikTok is being amazing and people are talking all the time here. I'm mostly live on YouTube, so if you guys want to follow here, I can answer all your questions from the comment section. I already see we got a couple people on here. Gap Stargate saying, break it down. We got that. And the Random Menace says, hey, finally a stream in my time zone. Heck yes. So let's get going. All right, this is what we're seeing right now. National Weather Service has issued some winter storm watches. Those are in the blue right there in the central U.S. That is South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa. I'm going to be honest, I think they'll probably expand this a little bit farther just because of how large the system is. And since we're still a few days out, they're going to start to see some more watches and even advisories pop up along the East Coast here soon. But we can talk about what's happening in terms of, well, impact. That's one of the main things. So let's switch over here. This is a 3 to 7 day range of precipitation. This shows us the areas that have the best odds of actually seeing some kind of snow or some kind of rain. And right now, well, in about 3 days, we're talking going into Wednesday, right around 10 a.m. We're going to be seeing some heavy precip coming over Iowa and Missouri. Also, could be clipping portions of Nebraska, Kansas, Illinois, even. But you'll notice that as we go forward in time, the precipitation drifts south, almost due south, in fact. The map's a little cockeyed just because it accounts for the spin of the globe. But this actually goes towards the Gulf of Mexico. You see those precipitation chances starting to rebound. Alabama, Georgia, moving up to South Carolina, North Carolina. And eventually it makes it up to the East Coast. So we're talking New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York, all these areas that have typically seen winter weather by this time of year, going to get another chance for that. So if you guys are just tuning in on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube. We're breaking this down. Let me know if you have a specific area you want to talk about. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this is on TV, I can't take 20 minutes to just answer every single question from everyone in every area across the eastern United States. So this is your chance. If you have some weather questions, let me know. Actually, we're going to switch over and we're going to talk about this. This is another website that is a fantastic resource. It is known as Tropical Tidbits. This is kind of pulling back the curtain so people can see what meteorologists look at. These are raw model data outputs. Big fancy words, very little meaning to it. It just means that this is what a computer thinks could happen. Based on what's happening right now, this is what it thinks will happen in the future. So take it with a bit of a grain of salt. We have 20 to 30 models that, at least personally, that I look at, ensembles and otherwise, to tell me what the forecast is going to be. So we'll be watching this pretty closely and we'll break it down because right now you see the system off towards the west. Not quite here just yet. Holy cow, there's a ton of comments. I click away for 1 second. All right, let's see what's up here. Landon, hello from TikTok. Thank you, Landon. Oh my goodness. Deej, how's it going? Stop sending you snow? Not a chance. Will Maryland get the storm? It's looking like it. Chuck from TikTok. Yeah, let me know. Chime in on YouTube if you guys are watching from TikTok. Although that would probably be a weird delay. Let's see. Jamar says, hoping South Carolina doesn't get another ice storm. Well, thankfully, it does look like the majority of this will either be rain or snow. The ice portion of it is still a little iffy at this point, but we'll take a look at it because these computer models can actually talk about ice chances as well. Let's see. Weather on Gallifrey. Well, it depends. probably very hot. Depends on if it's burning or not. Jessica says, I'm from North Carolina and would like to know about how much snow or any precipitation to expect. Great question. All right, let's talk about it. Good heavens, there's a ton of people from TikTok. Y'all are getting shout outs here in just a second, just because you're supporting my first ever YouTube live on my channel. So let's go. Okay, take a look at this map. We're going to actually switch it over. Ooh, there we go. You get to collect the regions and everything. This is one of those things that you learn when you're at college for meteorology, is how to work through all these computer models without getting completely overwhelmed. And I'm hoping I'll be able to be a decent guide for you guys. This is what we're seeing. One model, one step through. I'm going to show you a bunch of them today. This gives you a general sense, though, of what's going to happen. Let's put it into motion. There's that low pressure system over the West Coast. Dive south through the central U.S. Iowa, Missouri, even Arkansas could see some heavier snow. Then it curls up the East Coast like a classic nor'easter, and it's going to be gone by Tuesday. Now, I know you mentioned North Carolina. I'm going to pinpoint that area in just a second. You're going to be in the melting pot at this point. We're seeing rain, possibly even some storms, a little bit of wintry mix, ice still showing up with that purple shade and the pink shade, and then the snow. So good heavens, y'all are a hodgepodge down there, which we'll zoom in closer to. But I wanted to just point out the general track of this. So if anyone's watching on TikTok, if you're watching it on YouTube, this is what we're seeing. It's going to track pretty fast, moving in from starting out tomorrow. We're talking Thursday through Tuesday. That's when it finally kicks off to Nova Scotia and clears out of our hair. Now, what we'll see here is, hey, holy cow, there's a ton of people on here already. Hey, Adventure with Callum. Hello, Jessica, Benty. Hello. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know what you're thinking. Virginia getting snow? It does look like there's a potential for that. See, this model has mostly a wintry mix in the central area and then rain closer to the coast, snow farther inland. Makes sense because of where the mountains are. But we'll be seeing that system continue to move east, and if it tracks slightly farther towards the ocean, we might see a little bit more snow pull in, which would be interesting to see. Anything coming through central Kentucky? Central Kentucky, well, actually, that's a good question. I see people shouting out their areas, and I'll take a look at it because we can actually take time and go to another website. This is College of DuPage. They have an amazing meteorology program and an amazing set of computer models. Every single dot you see here is a computer model, at least one. Some of them are multiple ensembles. These are all running off of current conditions. So if we have all this data plugged into computers, these are giving us different answers. It's like dropping a Plinko puck from the top of the board and guessing exactly what's going to happen at the bottom. It's very tricky, and it gets a lot easier when the puck is getting closer to the ground. So it'll be pretty interesting to see. I already see a ton of people here on TikTok saying you drink gummy worms instead of eating coffee. I love coffee when I could eat it. I can no longer have it or drink it. I can no longer have coffee because I get migraines. So I stick with gummy worms now. Okay, now back to YouTube. This is what we're seeing. The GEFS. This is a model that really focuses on the central and eastern US on this website. We're going to follow the ensemble precipitation track. All of a sudden, there's a lot on the screen to focus on all at once. So apologies for anyone who gets very confused with a lot of things on the screen, myself included. But this is what the best ways to show you how variable the system is. We're going to zoom in a decent amount. There we go. This shows you, they all started at pretty much the same point. What could happen with this system? We're tracking through time. Now we're on Thursday, heading into Friday. All the models have snow on Friday, moving from South Dakota into Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska. Now, it starts to diverge. The farther away you get, the trickier it is. You all see some of them have heavier snow pulling a little farther east. Maybe Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. Model number 2 right there shows that the snow could extend farther east versus model number 1 or say model number 5, which has it much farther to the west. I'm lucky. I'm in Sioux City, so I get to have the snow, which I'm really excited for. But this just goes to show that the system is mostly going to impact Iowa and Missouri, Minnesota, and South Dakota, and then it heads south. When it heads south, we have to actually switch sectors so we can view it in a better screen. There we go. Now, here's the other part of it. We're still at the same time. I'm going to back it up here. So you see it's working its way down through Iowa, and now it's in Arkansas. There's that chance for rain, chance for storms, and it just keeps pulling south until we see some of them, like number 19 here in the ensemble, pulls a little bit of snow into Louisiana even. Number 8, number 7. Some of these little models have them dipping south. Then model number 2 just goes rogue and rips it off to the East Coast. This is why it's so tricky to do the snowfall forecast, is because some of them have it moving significantly farther south, whereas others keep it more rain and move it farther to the north. In general, trying to sum it up for you guys, if you're in Florida, no chance for snow. You guys are most likely just going to be getting some rain from this. If you're along the East Coast, well, let's time this out. I'll pull this up to another view. This is the Mid-Atlantic view. Find your state. It's a little tricky to see, but there's New Jersey. Easy one to find because it looks like a boot. And so as we pull this out, you'll see that the closer you are to the ocean, it actually has more rain, which is fascinating. The coldest air is actually going to be backed up to the left of the core of the system. So the farther inland you are, the better odds you have of seeing snow with this one. It's just because of the weird track that it's taking. It went from Iowa to Louisiana up the East Coast. It's like your flight got delayed and you have to reroute. It's just a messy situation. But it shows that we do have that chance for snow moving up possibly a little closer to Ohio. Now, earlier this morning, didn't have Ohio getting much. Didn't even have Indiana getting hardly anything. Some of them are suggesting, though, might see a little bit. So if you want snow and you're in Ohio, just hope that some of these computer simulations hold. You see number 18, number 20, number 10, they all have snow in Ohio. Model number 9, nothing. Model number 2, nothing. That's why we need meteorologists rather than just computers, because a meteorologist can look and say, okay, well, those are 2 outliers. Let's go with what the average is. Or, hey, I know I've seen a setup similar to this. I feel like it's going to go in this model direction. So as it does that, we're able to actually filter through what the computers say and return it to you. So trust a human meteorologist over a weather app any day. Also, my cats are asleep on my bed and it's adorable. Yes, and their names are Doppler and Radar. So every time I mention Doppler Radar, they start to look up at me and it's adorable too. Okay, so let's track the rest of the system. Shows us the chance for some rain moving off the Atlantic, and then we actually have to readjust the sector again towards the far northeast. There we go. You can see, again, there's Maine, find New Jersey. That's where we're looking. All shows snow right along the Ohio, or rather the Ohio border right there with Lake Erie up into Canada, and then going up along the Great Lakes past up to Maine. So they all suggest, except for 2 and 9, which we've already counted out really right now because they are a lot drier than the other ensembles and the other models that I've looked at. So it looks like the heaviest snow, still again staying a little bit farther away from the ocean at this point, might actually be influenced by some milder temperatures, which would take those conditions, change them from snow over to rain. And again, that's going to be gone by the time you wake up Tuesday. Most of the snow should be stopped. You can see a few maybe lingering showers, but other than model number 9, which again we're discounting at this point, actually doesn't have much happening. So we're all good with that. Holy cow, there's a ton of people. Do you go live every morning? I try to go live on TikTok in the mornings when I'm at work, if there's a big weather system, because I do have to do a lot of other responsibilities at my station, but I really enjoy interacting with people on TikTok and over on the computer here on YouTube, because it allows me to talk to people that otherwise, they wouldn't get their questions answered. So this is pretty fun. Random Menace says, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Yes, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That's just a benchmark that I put for myself by the end of this year. So it's a smaller number. This is just a close-knit stream, and I'm just going to be here to talk with people and help out. Now, I'm going to answer a ton of questions here in just a moment. I do want to pull up one of the weather satellites so you guys can see a really cool image, though, while I'm answering the questions, instead of just staring at raw model data like a meteorologist nerd like myself. All right, here we go. So we'll just actually, where should we focus on? Let's focus on the United States. And we'll just, we'll pick a nice little area and we'll go to upper level. No, come on, upper level what? Long wave infrared radiation. There we go. So this just shows us a view from space of where the clouds are. The brighter the colors on the Roy G. Biv scale, the reds, the yellows, the oranges, those are colder cloud tops. So they're going to be mostly indicating better chances for whether it be rain or snow. So now you guys get to look at that, and I get to look through some of the questions here. Tracy says, Katie, YouTube is automatically autocorrecting Katie in search. Mention this to the TikTok folks. Okay, guys, so heads up. Apparently it's on YouTube saying Katie, K-A-T-Y. I am Weather Katie with an I-E, because why not? And thank you guys for the follows and for everyone who's subscribe. This is fantastic. All right, you're from TikTok. Please say happy birthday to my son, Chris. Happy birthday, Chris. All right, let's see. Maryland. Just Maryland. Yes, Maryland will likely be impacted by the storm, whether you get rain or snow. We are talking about the chance for, especially in Iowa, the odds to see 7 inches of snow or more, which will be interesting. And we can find out exactly what's happening through one of the greatest resources anyone can use, and that's Twitter. Whether you think it's toxic or not, I'll tell you what, Twitter is awesome when it comes to finding meteorological information because you can follow a bunch of actual meteorologists out there. There's meteorologists like, hey, here's Kyle. He works for KWQC News, and that's out of Quad Cities in Iowa and Illinois. So just look up your local news station and you can get an entire stream of, well, now Wordle, but also memes and things that are weather related. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look up the National Weather Service and we'll go to Sioux Falls because they've been posting graphics here recently and they've been talking about the snow that we're going to be seeing. Also, flipping back over, let's see. I'm trying to balance out the comments. I do apologize. This is my first time doing it, so it should be pretty good on these lives, but still a little iffy when it comes to clicking around and talking with multiple screens. Minnesota snow, I'd say yes, especially in the southwest corner. Northeast, not quite as much. All right, here we go. Can an amateur use this site to predict the weather? I mean, you can. The thing is we run into a bit of a block. And this has been a conversation on Weather Twitter recently where people will post just raw image of one model. I showed you guys 20 and you could see it was just a mess. But if you pull one of them out and treat it as gospel on social media, that could really skew people's thoughts on what would happen. And unless you're like a meteorologist who's trained, you know how to interpret it, the local climate and everything, and you're really sure, even then you shouldn't post raw model data. But you really try to stray away from posting those. You can look at it for fun, for sure, but I'd say if you're going to the computer models, maybe not post it and use it for yourself and make your own forecast personally rather than passing it off on social media saying, hey, this is going to be a massive storm, because that does hurt the meteorological community and our validity as we go forward. Let's see what we say here. From the UK, found you on TikTok Live this morning. Shannon, thank you so much. Me now following from TikTok. Thank you. Hey, JJ Joe says, wait, there are real meteorologists on Twitter? There are indeed. You can just follow them. National Weather Service, TV meteorologists. We're switching over to the TV meteorologists right now because we're going to be talking about, well, what's happening with the system, and they're interpreting it. Take, for example, Sioux Falls. They're closest to when the system will start. This storm is going to start in the Midwest and the high plains, and then it'll move to the Northeast. So, of course, it makes sense that we're getting information for the Midwest before we get it for the Northeast. This one shows that the heaviest snow is going to start from North Dakota down to South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, and Iowa. I'm lovely right here in Sioux City, praying that it shifts a little bit farther to the west so I can actually get some good snow. I'm deprived from the snow. I'm from Michigan, so I'm really hoping that I'll be able to get something here without too much of an impact. It looks like they're listing it as moderate. That's a 3 out of 5 on their impact scale for winter storm severity. I mean, that's pretty good. And they've left a room, certainly in the middle area there, for an increase to a major impact if they were to decide that. Now, that's on for them to decide. The models, though, have been trending up. Take another example. We'll go right here. They post these different graphs and charts that, are kind of terrifying to look at initially, mainly because I get very distracted easily with data trying to look at all of it. But they explain it very well. The legend goes from likely to exceed versus unlikely to exceed with that most likely range in the middle. Then the snowfall amount is on the bottom, so I just go over and I find my city because I'm in Sioux City, and it shows that we'll most likely have a range from 4 to 7.5 inches roughly with the snow. Could be more, could be less. This is just a simple graphic anyone can interpret. So you guys can go in and you can follow your local weather service. Just type in National Weather Service and then the closest large town to you, or you can just look it up on a map too. They have maps that show you where your National Weather Service office is, and you'll find data like this, where it's satellite imagery, maps, what they're thinking with snowfall, everything you could possibly want. So we have National Weather Service on in Sioux Falls. There's the National Weather Service in Omaha. We're going to take a quick gander over what they're saying, and then we'll take another look at those possible snow accumulations. I've been waiting a little bit to talk about those, so we have the true viewers here, but also mainly because I want to make sure that you guys understand that this is likely to change here very quickly as we go through the next day or two. Switching over now, we're at the Omaha office. They have different graphics, as you can see. This one shows that the snowfall potential for Omaha, if anyone's getting a connecting flight or maybe flying out of Omaha, it's probably going to be a little messy on Friday. 2 inches of snow, pretty good odds for that. I mean, in Vegas, you'd probably put a bet on 88%. Then you move towards the probability of 6 inches or more. That's mostly towards the northeast near Des Moines. So looks like the snow is going to start to trend a little bit farther towards central Iowa. Let's see. I'll send you my snow and sleet, Katie. Thanks, Gap. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Maribel. Hello. Jason says, I've been backing you up when it comes to people picking and choosing trends. I like to get an idea of what weather will be like for when and come summer boating. There you go. Yeah, see, that's the thing is I appreciate people joining up on Twitter, and you can find me, same thing, weather_Katie, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm all over it, and TikTok. So I'm happy to be able to help out people whatever way I can. I had a couple hours of my time and figured I'll hop on and just try and have a discussion with people if you guys are interested in it. So again, I'm going to scroll back up here. Just National Weather Service offices, fantastic to follow. And then there's also mine. I'm just on Twitter, self-promotion here. You guys can follow me too. Just meteorologist Katie. How many times do I have to ask you to marry me? Sorry, no. I'm not taken to meeting people over the internet with regards to that. Deej says, remember, if you are new here or from TikTok, help Katie and hit that subscribe button. Thank you, Deej. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, get Katie to 200 subs. Did I hit 100 already? Holy cow, if you guys got me to 100 subs on YouTube for my first stream, I'm going to be amazed. Thank you guys. Every time, you guys are just so amazing. Gap says, Katie, what conditions have to be in place to have thunder snow? Good question. Back to the maps. This is going to be, I'm just nerding out with you guys about the weather. It's a little tricky. If you don't understand one of these graphics, just tell me and I will go back and I will explain it. So feel free to let me know. And again, TikTok, thank you guys. Sorry, you guys are kind of in the corner here. You can't really see the screen, but I am on YouTube. All right, so let's switch over to the GFS, the Global Forecast. This one is actually another really good one to use in the winter. It's been hitting recently very nicely, showing us what the snow will be like. Thunder snow, though, that is the question. Actually, I have to change sectors if we're going to talk about thunder snow. Let's go a little bit farther south because you need this thing called CAPE. And you'll see here, surface-based CAPE. That's where I'm hovering my finger right there. CAPE stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. And there's a lot of it in the summer. In the winter, you can see on the map, nothing. Big old goose egg. CAPE produces all this upward momentum, and you need that to get thunderstorms to form, and it can help actually increase the chances for lightning when it comes to storms in the winter. If it's cold enough and you have that convective element, boom, you have the chance for thunder snow, and a very happy meteorologist, I might say. You're supposed to say work, not when. No worries there. And let's see, Jojo says, thank you, Katie, you're the coolest meteorologist on the net. I'm just happy to be here. 152 subs. You guys, thank you all. Oh my gosh. You've made me the happiest person this morning. I love it. And even happier than normal, which some people would say is insane. But here's what we're seeing for thunder snow. If you want to get thunder snow, you have to have a little bit of color pop up on the map like that. Okay, there we go. That is a pitiful amount of CAPE. If I scroll around, it's right around 100, 200 joules per kilogram. Put that into context for a thunderstorm, you usually, if you want it to be severe, need 2,000 or more. So being at 100, it's not looking like it'll be too bad. Maybe could have some thunder rumble there in Louisiana and Mississippi, going into Alabama and Georgia, Florida, but it goes away very fast. We would have to get a little more of that energy slightly farther north into the cold sector to get thunder snow. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it with this one. I have a feeling that this one might just be a chance for some snow. Let's see. This is nice. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Gwendolyn. I'm not sure if I'm repeating myself too much or if I'm being too nerdy, but hey, you guys are my people, so I'm happy to talk about it. You should make the face cam a little bigger. Okay. Oh, no. There. Oh, maybe. How do I do this? You know what? We'll just put myself up a little bit, and that'll work. Hopefully that works. You had one instance in thunder snow in Denver, scared the daylights out of you. Tell me what, have you guys ever experienced thunder snow? Because it is one of the coolest phenomenon you can encounter, mainly because it is cold outside, but it is pretty cool. You just subbed from my wait, you just came from my TikTok. Thank you, Raven. Thank you for tuning in, and everyone. Try to look her up on YouTube. It's easy. Oh, it fell. It's Weather Katie on YouTube. If you guys can't find me there, it's all right. Meteorologist Katie Nicolau. You'll find me anyway, or just follow me on Twitter. It has a link to my YouTube. And again, just Weather Katie. It looks so strange walking over. All right. Yes, it's really cool to see. All right. Gwendolyn says you came over from TikTok. We'll probably just get a tornado in Columbus. No, oh my gosh, Columbus, Georgia. Those poor people have just been completely just with so many storms lately, the southeastern United States. And we're hoping maybe you guys will get a break. We just have to be able to get things to shift a little bit. So we'll see. Deej says, Weather Katie, at this rate, you'll pass me in subs soon. Aw, by the way, you might want to find some moderators if you're going to do this more often. True, I'm going to have to find some mods. I have no idea how to do that, but we're going to try because I'm up for anything. Oh, there we go. Wait, am I still blurry? Okay. We're trying this. So thank you for sticking with me, guys. What is she doing? I'm on YouTube. So, golly, this is just a mess, but thank you anyway. All right, what do you guys want to see? Let's talk snow totals because, well, I've been kind of putting it off. If we're being honest, I don't like to talk about them when just showing model data. So this is a new step for me. Just know what I show you guys will likely change. This is one model of 30 plus that I look at. And we'll actually look at the ensemble again. This is just a less messy version. So the latest run shows us came in at 12Z, 12 Zulu time. Got to know military time if you're going to go into meteorology. My YouTube is Weather Katie. Simple as that. I only have like 152 subs, they said. So look for a small channel. All right, so let's talk snow. We're going to pull this up and we're going to go to precipitation type just to show you the track of the snow at first. This is loading. We're at 100%. Great. So this has the snow starting up Friday, 15 Zulu. That is 9 a.m. roughly. And it's going to continue into the day on Saturday. And boom, there we go. By Saturday, it moves farther to the south. If we zoom out and we just go to the United States, there it is. Okay. If we go to the United States, you see that the snow chance dips south and then takes a hard right turn into the Appalachian Mountains and goes up to the East Coast. What does this mean for snow totals? We'll break it down by sector. Here's Iowa, Nebraska, Minnesota, South Dakota, Illinois, Missouri, and Kansas. Also have to know geography. That's one of the key things. And we'll click on the snow totals. Whoop, there we go. That was a little sneak peek. Spoilers. Doctor Who fans, spoilers. All right, so this has it at 18 Zulu. That's right at noon on Friday. Not a lot happening so far for my area in Iowa. Farther to the north, you see in South Dakota and Minnesota, or South Dakota, Minnesota, and North Dakota. There we go. The snow totals getting closer to the 5 to 6 inch range. It continues to drag it south so that by the time we get to Saturday, we'll just finish it up for this quadrant and we'll move to the next. This has most of Iowa seeing, I'd say, take those numbers, shave off 3 inches just for safety. And around 5 inches for the central area of Iowa, maybe a little bit higher. Some of the models are popping 8 inches, 9 inches. I still don't trust this. See, the models, this is 1 of 30, so still a little iffy on it. But if we drive a little bit farther to the south, going down towards the Gulf Coast, this has places in Arkansas and Missouri and Kentucky potentially seeing a decent, substantial amount of snow. There we go. There it is. Okay. So that has near the tri-state area of Kentucky, Illinois, and Missouri seeing over a foot of snow. I don't trust it necessarily, and here's why. This is one model run. We'll go back, shows way less. We'll go back again. We'll go to another one. Shows still a decent amount, but moving around a bit. And that's why it's so tricky to do weather forecasting, is because you just keep changing. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, but it's frustrating. So this has a decent, a little bit of snow moving in from Arkansas and Missouri over towards lower Indiana, lower Ohio, and Kentucky. Then we'll shift over to the East Coast. So, well, the mid-Atlantic, we'll go with that. This one has the Appalachian Mountains getting a decent amount of snow. This one has Ohio just getting blasted with snow, which, Hey, that'd be a big move to the west. How about that? If that were to happen, Ohio would get same as Iowa, actually. It looks like it would be more along the lines of 5 inches or more. Shifting up towards the northeast, you see by the end of the system, we're going into Tuesday. Pennsylvania, New York, inland, away from the ocean, could get a decent amount too, over 5 inches. But farther towards the ocean, New Jersey, got nothing. It'll most likely be rain. I'm going to actually switch over here to the GEFS, and I'm going to look back at the comment section if anyone has questions here. Blue is bad, right? Hey, blue actually means snow. Great question, because I didn't actually explain that. Yes, blue represents snow, green represents rain. And you'll find that on most weather radars. And that's what we'll be dealing with going into the future. It's not like it's going to change. It's just going to stay solid. So no matter where you are in the world, if you see blue on the radar, it'll likely be snow in the winter. Green will likely mean rain. Some areas try to make blue the rain, but it's a little iffy on that one. Most commonplace, it is right around the green, switching over to blue for snow. Random Menace says, hey, TikTokers, hit subscribe. Thank you guys, Deej. You and Random are just amazing. Oh, there's my cat. We're just we're really into the chaos right now, everyone. that's Radar. You can tell by the buff tail. Say hello, bud. Are you coming over to Snow Forecast? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, there. Someone says, how am I feeling? I'm feeling great. Radar, you cannot show your butt on YouTube. It's kind of crazy. Random Menace says 173 subs. All right, everyone. How about that? And each says, I sent you a PM with some info. Don't worry, it's not about another Doctor Who debate. Thank you so much. And Gap says, are there upper level storms that never get down to the surface? Also, what's the highest altitude storm ever recorded? Well, technically, if we switch over to this is at the surface, and you can see where we get those spinny boys popping up over the ocean. Those are low pressure areas. Those are storms. And not in the sense of necessarily thunderstorms, but synoptic storms, large scale storms. These things are monsters. They can be larger than hurricanes easily. But if we go up in the atmosphere, say maybe where the jets fly, up in the jet stream, big difference, very colorful map, and all of a sudden your synapses are just overloaded with color. And I wish TikTok could see this. If you guys want to see it, pop on over to YouTube, just Weather Katie right here. Actually, there we go. I'll just pop it on here so you guys can see. Enjoy the Doctor Who and How to Train Your Dragon stuff. Okay, so this is still over the Pacific Ocean, rather. You can see there are storm systems that are still spinning in that circular motion. Others have flattened out and the jet stream's taken over. But in all levels of the atmosphere, there's areas of spin, and there's areas that are really interesting to look at that actually cause storms at the surface. I'm going to try and actually refocus there's my camera focusing. So nice. But yes, you can get thunderstorms anywhere. The mountains out down at sea level, they're all over the place, which is fascinating to follow and fascinating to see. Chris says, so awesome to see you on TikTok and here at the same time, multiple angles. Yes, you guys get to see multiple areas. Hopefully this is working out for everyone so you guys can actually see. Oh, golly. Here we go. And Eddie just subscribed. Thank you. Radar is your cat's name, such a meteorologist. You have no idea. My other cat's name is Doppler. She's currently taking a nap. So I have Doppler and Radar. Yeah, Deej knows. What does the purple mean? Good question. I believe since that was posted a minute ago, we're talking about this map. These colors represent wind speed. So if I zoom out, here's the Earth, lovely United States. I'll put a little green dot where I am. The purple represents winds that are roughly, if I can actually calculate it out, 150 miles an hour. Really strong winds that actually go a lot faster up above the surface of the Earth just because there's less friction. So that's how we get the jet stream. And it looks like a mess. So I'm going to skip down. We're going to go to the Arctic. There's Antarctica. Looks so beautiful. And the wind just circles around the poles. So where it's blue, those winds are pretty calm. That's 3 miles an hour where that green circle is. But we go over here and it's 151 miles an hour. That's why this is one of my favorite things. I just put this as my desktop on certain days. It's earth.nullschool.net. You guys can see the URL up at the top there, hopefully. 180, we're at 180, y'all. Any hope for rain or snow southeast New Mexico? Hey, let's pop that out here. I can pop that up on the screen. JJ Joe says, question out of the blue, Cage, just curious, are you a pilot? No, I would love to be, but I'm terrified of small planes. Regular planes, I'm fine. I think it's because I watch how many why they've crashed videos. And that has terrified me from the small planes. All right, let's answer that New Mexico question because the Southwest hasn't been getting a lot of love from Mother Nature lately. And with this system, dry, 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 dry. This is Friday. Maybe in the mountains. I've actually chased tornadoes up in northeast New Mexico. And it might get some snow in the mountains, but really not expecting a lot. Still dry, still dry. Rain chances end of the month, but look at this. That number right there on that little scroll bar right here, that represents how many hours away we are from that. Once you get past, I'd even say 100 hours, it doesn't really get reliable. It starts to move around too much. So if you're in the Southwest, got a big old goose egg for you. If you're for the rest of the US, though, we're going to have interesting weather to talk about. And I mentioned that we were going to go back and talk about the snow totals. I do have to pull that up so you guys can see. Shane says, I see you both places, TikTok and YouTube. Well, thank you for watching, Shane. And Kathy says, can someone repeat the Earth website? Yes, I'll pop it into the comments. It is earth.nullschool.school, spelled with 2 L's, .net, or there we go, earth.nullschool.net. So if you guys want to follow that, it is right there. And it's really fun to see, mess around. If you click the little Earth icon in the bottom left, you can change the height above the atmosphere you are in pressure. You can change if you want temperature or humidity or convective available potential energy for the heck of it. You can see ocean waves and everything. So it's one of my favorite websites. A little tricky if you don't understand how to use it, but it's okay because they have about videos and they have their YouTube pulled up and you can get some very helpful information and tips from there. Hopefully that answered it. Any snow coming to Philadelphia? Philadelphia looks like you might possibly get some snow. If you're a little bit too close to the ocean, though, you might end up with just some rain. So we'll track that out again. Southern Virginia. Hey, you should have fun with that. What you see from New York this weekend? I heard 5 to 8 inches for New York. It'll be interesting to see. They haven't come out with official forecasts yet just because, well, of course, we're still way too far out to talk about it, unfortunately. But it does appear that we will see snow. The best odds will be closer to the Great Lakes if you're in New York or in Pennsylvania. Still, a chance to see that. Shane says, I love the weather so much. Any content, whether I'm all in. Heck yes. Okay, we got some like-minded people here. I'm loving it. Jason says, do you see a time where weather predictions will be reliably accurate more than 10 days out, new and improved technologies? Great question. Honestly, at this point, I would say that's a little bit far off from us for now. We have to actually improve our technology first. So if we want to get past the 10-day mark, it's probably going to be a while. But it's the same thing like they said in the 50s and 60s. You couldn't reliably forecast the weather more than 3 days out. And now we can. So it shows that as time progresses, as computers get better, and as people get better in interpreting the weather, we actually can improve it. So my hope is that by the time I'm 90, I could maybe be doing a 20-day forecast because that would make way, way easier forecasting for me if I could actually have confidence 20 days out. Michael says, this is so cool spending my 10-minute break watching. Well, thank you, and thank you. Yes, oh, we still have people tuning in on TikTok. I might actually tune out of TikTok just because I want to focus purely on this YouTube right before I have to head out. I got about 12 minutes left, y'all, before I have to get back to work. I'm just taking this really on my lunch break so I can help explain what's happening in more of a broad sense rather than just on TV. So if you have any other questions about the weather, let me know. We're going to switch over one more time. No, maybe. Okay, it's just going to be difficult. I don't know how to get back to the way that it was, but hey, we're going to talk about it. Snowman says, hi from Sioux City, Iowa. We need 12 inches of snow or more. I completely agree. Let's hope that we actually do. It's looking like Sioux City will likely end up with, I'd say, comfortably 4 to 7 inches, although that is uncomfortable because it's a 3-inch range, but hey, whatever. Matthew says you subscribe to TikTok. Hey, thank you. And Deej says, it's okay, Weather Katie. I'm attempting to perfect my weather control device. It's really fun, actually, when people, I've gone to the store and to the airport at times, and people say, you control the weather, right? In a totally serious sense. And I'm like, you mean I look at computers that try to tell me what the weather will do and then use my interpretation and knowledge to help? And those conversations never end well. Will Haney, actually, meteorologist Will Haney at WWMT did a fantastic job describing what it's like with those interactions. Random says 14 more subs to hit 200. We need thunder snow, tons of it. Snowman, I would love it. You'll see me out there dancing in it if it actually happens. Does your station, Katie, broadcast on YouTube? Our station doesn't broadcast on YouTube, but you can follow us actually, and you can watch my morning show, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Central Time, every single weekday morning, Monday through Friday. And you can just find out by going to siouxlandnews.com/watch. So I'll actually put that in the comments section. siouxlandnews.com/watch. I mean, our channel, we're a local station, and it's really fun. We ran a story actually about a goldfish that could potentially know how to drive a car. That was one of our stories yesterday. It's so much fun. Local news is so much fun. Let's see. Sorry, just tuning in. Kansas getting any snow? Absolutely. No worries. I'll talk about that one more time here. We are seeing that chance for in the eastern areas. I'll zoom in a little bit closer. Possibly in eastern Kansas to get clipped by the system. I wouldn't expect much unless you're right near the Missouri border or the Oklahoma border, that tri-state area. Right now, not looking like too many great chances for Kansas to see snow. But better odds for me because, Sioux City is right where that blue line is. It better happen. So help me. If this system misses us, I will cry. I will cry. Let's see. Much do you trust the future radar maps? I trust them as much as I can throw them, which is not at all because they're digital. But they give us a sense of what will happen with these systems. And meteorologists program it. The more history we get with the weather, the more programming we can do, the better odds that they'll become much more accurate. Some days they're fantastic, and I would absolutely put all my faith into it. Other days, they are all over the place, and it's a mess. So these ones, I'd actually trust these ones a decent amount, unless you're on the far western flank, because that's where I am. I'm Sioux City. I don't trust them because I've been burned before. I just want to get some snow. Do you think doing the forecast in cities like Los Angeles would be boring because it doesn't change much? Yes. I'd prefer to have actual weather and snow and systems like that. So I think Los Angeles would be a little bit boring, but hey, I mean, everyone wants to take a break sometimes, and sometimes that's true for meteorologists. Any snow for lower Michigan? Well, let's take one more peek over here. I'll switch over sectors here. And we'll go to the Midwest. Looks like if you guys get any snow, it's going to mostly be lake effect. Maybe on the back end there, Sunday night, if it gets back to strength. If it doesn't get back to its strength, then it's going to be a little bit more to the south, and Ohio will just get it. So darn Ohio always stealing everything, Michigan. Katie, do you go live on TikTok every day? No, I actually only go live really when there's a lot of active weather, or if I'm just feeling like it. If I want to interact with people, if I feel like, hey, let's make some people's days and make everyone smile to start the morning, or when they go to bed, because oh my gosh, I have a huge following in the Philippines. And a lot of people watch me before going to bed. Over there. Corey says, how's Utah looking for the next 3 days? Next 3 days, you got it. We'll pop it up on the map. And remember, this is just one model. There's a ton of other ones. All these little tabs show us different possibilities. This is just one of them, but it's been doing really well recently. That's why I feel like I can trust it a little bit more showing it to you guys. So scrolling over, I didn't even click on Utah. There we go. Utah, dry, very dry. Might get a little snow, something there Friday in the afternoon, and then nothing. So looking still dry. Unfortunate for anyone who's planning on doing any kind of skiing. So fingers crossed you get some more snow in the backcountry because y'all need it. We need the Weather Channel guy. He brings the thunder snow. Jim Cantori. I love that man. He's an amazing meteorologist, and he's one of the reasons why I became a meteorologist. Kathy, thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for everyone who's stayed on TikTok or who's been watching. This is very unconventional live for me. Usually I go live during the morning show. So this is just one of those things that I wanted to put together. Dora says I'm at 189. So everyone who has subscribed, thank you so much. This is my first time doing a stream, and you guys have definitely made it a really fun one. Matthew says, what's the difference between a weather watch and a weather warning for tornadoes? Easy. A weather watch is similar to a taco watch, which is you have all the ingredients laid out on the counter, but none of it's cooked or put together. A tornado warning is like a taco warning, where the taco is ready to be devoured. Everything is put together. There is a taco right in front of you. The watch means, well, watch, you have to actually put it together. Watch me put this together, and you have to wait and see if it'll actually form or if it'll crumble into a million pieces like when I cook. Or when there's a warning, it's similar to a taco warning. The taco is all formed. The tornado is formed. It is there. You need to seek shelter. So that's my favorite way of remembering it. Or it's like a cupcake watch, or whatever food you choose that needs assembly. That is probably the best way to remember it. Oh my goodness. Random Menace says I need 11 more to reach 200. Yes, thank you for people who have subscribed and everything. That this is just blowing my mind. We should build a fake snow machine that covers Sioux City, Iowa. Actually, you can buy snow machines for your front yard. There's a man in Iowa who did that and made his own snow. We had cold temperatures, just no snow. And so if you wanted to make your own snow machine, they sell them online. My cat just knocked over a bunch of stuff. That's delightful. Doppler and radar. Just can't, they're crazy. Ian says Boone County, North Carolina. Hearing things from 4 inches to 3 feet. I don't know if I should stock up on food or not. All right, well, we'll pop over to North Carolina here so you can check out your area real quick before I head out. I have about 4 minutes, so if anyone wants to see anything in particular, let me know. Now, this is North Carolina. This is where we're getting close to 100 hours out. I wouldn't put as much faith in it as if, say, we were a little bit closer. Just know that I need to know where that is in North Carolina. If you wouldn't mind, let me know in the comments section. Is that north, south, east, or west? Because I can't have too many tabs open at this point. But as the system moves up, we're talking, this is 6 a.m. Sunday, going up towards noon. Then we get to the evening hours there. And it looks like the majority of eastern North Carolina, most likely going to be seeing rain, might have a little bit of ice, possible freezing rain, and then the snow chances really push farther to the west in this model run. If we go back a model, you can see the degrees. Let's go to another model, and this one also agrees. Okay, so the closer you are to the ocean, the more likely you are to see rain. If there's going to be any snow, if we click on the snow totals, could be pretty heavy up in the mountains, it looks like, but honestly, at this point, I would absolutely recommend tuning into your local news station and your local meteorologist, because I'm in Sioux City, Iowa. I'm just doing this so that if anyone has any broad questions, I'm happy to help. But if you guys want actual pinpointed information, you can follow your local news station on Twitter. A lot of meteorologists are on Twitter, so you can go and find your local area, your local station, and that should be good. Let's see. Deej says, tacos, really, Katie? Now I'm hungry. You're welcome, Deej. I love to be a thorn in your side. First time. Wow, I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm hoping, it's just wanted to make sure that everyone stays safe. That's the whole thing, the whole reason I became a meteorologist. So what is the optimal surface temperature for snow? Actually, it's in the upper atmosphere. Oh, you guys want to get real freaky with the snow? Not in that way. I know some people think it in that way. No, we're going to actually go and talk about soundings. These are the upper, ooh, that's a weird one. There we go. I'll actually zoom in. This is why meteorologists go to college. This was a whole course talking about snow and how to read these for snow and severe weather. A lot of numbers, a lot of data. Don't get too flustered though. We're just going to zoom in here. This is a weather balloon, and it goes up, up, up through the atmosphere. The green line shows us dew point. The red line shows us temperature. Zooming in even more, looking at the temperature. Oh, golly. There you are. The temperature near the surface when it's snowing, for at least this system, is going to be right near 0. Now you move a little bit above the surface, it's going to be much colder than that. So this is going to mean that these temperatures in Celsius are going to be right near freezing or a little bit below it when you head close to the surface. Go above the surface, though, closer to the cloud level, and you could start to see temperatures that are above freezing. So that means that you're going to have a lot of water vapor in the air and a lot of water droplets. And then as they fall, they'll quickly turn over to snow. Really cool to see as we start to get these colder temperatures moving through. And that quite literally tells you that if there's warmer air up above, you're going to have a decent amount of water. And then as it falls through this cold layer, it's going to actually turn over to a decent amount of snow. Hope that explains it. Dora and Random both say I need 8 more people to subscribe before I hit 200. Heck yes. Mountains far west should be good. Appalachian Mountains should be seeing the chance for some snow. So looking like you'll be able to see snow in the Appalachians. If you're going along the Appalachian Trail, just know it'll be snowy. Taco Nado coming soon to Sci-Fi. I wouldn't put it past them. Also, this is a preview of a TikTok I'll be doing. Sharknadoes can't actually happen. Why am I blurry? Come on, camera. You can do it. Maybe. We'll find out. I'm just going to be blurry for a second. As I try to get my camera to actually... There we go. Focus. Yes, sharks are smart. They're smarter than humans. And so when they sense a low pressure area, i.e. a tornado, they swim deeper water, so the tornado can't get them. Fish, on the other hand, fish are stupid. They will get sucked into tornadoes, and it can rain fish. It did in Texas just a few weeks ago. So just a heads up there. Sharknado, tornado filled with fish, fishnado, absolutely. You never knew the weather could be so interesting. Thank you for this live. Absolutely. Thank you, Nat, for following and for just following along and watching this. I love to explain it, and it's better than just talking to my cats. So, because you guys actually respond in English. Clutch says, Ian, thank you so much. JJ says, the more Katie educates the public, the less fake sites lose credibility. Yeah, that's true. I just want to help make sure that everyone understands what's happening, so that doesn't cause issues. Because if you see a fake website or a fake forecast popped up, just raw model data, that could ruin your day. Maybe you had a vacation planned or you're traveling and you cancel that, and then all of a sudden the snow stops and you're like, what the heck? Well, yeah, you're frustrated, and then the meteorologists are frustrated because we're getting blamed even though we didn't post it. So anytime I can actually talk to you guys and show you what's happening, the better. Now, do you want to do content creation full time, or will it always be on air? I love doing stuff on TV. My TV station is my main thing. This is just a fun little activity I thought I'd pop up. But yeah, no, I love content creation. TikTok's one of my favorite things too. But it's always just one of the supplemental things. If I can make it a main one, that'd be fun. But I don't think I'll ever leave TV because that's where it's at. And I get to meet a bunch of lovely little elderly people, especially because they tend to watch the news in the early morning hours when everyone else is asleep. So I love that community that's been built up. Greetings from Spain. Hello, Ricardo. Hello, hello. Last question from Shane. Do you like spring weather or winter weather? I love them both. I specialized in tornadoes and lake effect snow in college. I really loved both of those. So yeah, I like both seasons, but if I chose from a germ standpoint, I go to spring because there's less people with the flu. Snowman says, I saw somewhere the snow machine got snowpack and they had to dig it out. Oh yeah, it'd be a mess. OG Alpha 1 says, how was work? Work was great. Work was awesome. I got to do a TikTok live. People were tuning in, and people want to see my cat. And they're actually both right there, so I'll show them after this one. Deej just calling them through the computer. Hallie says, hello from TikTok. 2 more subs to reach 200. 2 more, we can do it. That's right. We had, well, technically I'm 2 minutes over when I said I was going to head out because I want to get back to the station and make sure I update the web story. But very true. You need a mega shark storm. Bring back memories of when weather specialists in the Air Force. Yes. Oh, yeah. If anyone wants to go into meteorology and you don't necessarily want to go through the college portion of it, check out going to the service, Air Force, Army, all these special forces need to have meteorologists. So it's pretty cool. This is awesome. Thanks, Snowman. Love that the TV station lets you geek out. Yeah, no, everyone's just super supportive, and it's just really fun for me. So this is one of my side things. You get paid for it. For this? No, I'm just doing this for fun. It beats sitting alone in isolation because people at my station unfortunately had to take time off because of isolation for COVID. So I'm isolating, and I'm just like, you know what? People. I need people. Greetings from Hungary. Hello. We got to it. 202, 203. Every single one of you is absolutely amazing. Even if you didn't subscribe, y'all are amazing. If you're just watching on TikTok or YouTube, thank you guys. I don't know how long I'll keep this up post-stream. I just wanted to make sure that everyone was able to chime in and have fun. So keep an eye out if there's ever any large active weather systems. We're talking tornado outbreaks, snow, or maybe just for the heck of it, I'll take you guys on a walk through one of our nature parks here when it snows tomorrow. And we'll be able to just hang out. This is going to be more of a community that I would like to build on my page. So if anyone has any weather questions, they feel comfortable asking them. And yeah, if you ever have any questions, if you want to post them publicly, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. All of it is just Weather Katie, weather_Katie, Katie. Pretty easy, pretty basic. And I'll happily answer it. If you want to put it in the comments, if you want a private message, all that's fine. I know some people aren't comfortable asking their weather questions in public because they don't want people to think they're stupid. Trust me, I had that in college, but just ask the question. If you don't feel comfortable, put it in a private message. It's all good. Let's see here. Countdown to 200 subs is reminding of Armageddon when they were counting down 800 feet needed to destroy the asteroid. Go live storm chasing. That's the plan. That's the plan. I'm going to take a vacation and I'm going to go chasing, a chasecation, so I can live spot. Jack, I love your profile image. 204. Thank you, everyone. And hello to Liz, came over from TikTok. All right, y'all, you just caught me at the end of the stream. If you've been sticking around for the whole time, God bless you, because this was a rough one, at least from my end. So I hope it wasn't too bad for you guys who were tuning in. TikTok, YouTube, thank you so much. And I'll be seeing you guys again. The kitties don't feel like coming over to the webcam. But if you're on TikTok, or if you want to hop over to TikTok, I'm still going to be live, and I'll show you guys my cats, because Doppler and Radar are adorable. So stick around, TikTok. I'm just going to log off for a sec. Thank you again, everyone. I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.